欲しい。欲しいぞ、プロのシェフがいる。おお、この千空が焼いたパンで十分うめえじゃねえか。もう
今だがついつい食べられるぞ。
貴様らにも味わわせねばな。
Hello and welcome back to the VikingGnomeAnime channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the second episode of Dr. Stone Season 3. Now, I am again so happy Dr. Stone is finally back. I have waited and waited and waited for this day. And the second episode hits home as well, just as the first. We are still on the quest to find oil so that we can power the ship and to, in turn, find the source of the petrification beam at the other side of the world. In this episode, we start with Ryusui? I'm going to call him Ryu from now on, so it's easier for me. Ryu tries the bread. It's cold, still, horrible, really bad. So he decides we need to revive my butler, because he knows how to make bread. He knows how to be like an amazing chef. The ultimate hospitality person, basically. And he is told by Senku that, hey, we don't have any revival fluid. We can't just revive anyone right now. But he calls up the journalist lady and says, hey, you know what? I'm pretty sure you got some extra fluid lying around since you were responsible for it back in the day. And sure enough, she does have a small bottle, which is enough for a smaller person to revive. And in turn, she is promised something that Senku will have to make to give up this revival fluid. We then go and revive the butler, Francois, because of course the butler is named Francois. And the butler is a very interesting character, I have to say. A very, yeah, probably like the butler-esque personality, you can say. But a very likable character nonetheless. We then get a sort of a Food Wars-esque sequence where the butler tells them, okay, what sort of bread do we need to make? What am I serving here for the guests? And the butler is told, hey, we need bread that's going to last a long time for the boat journey. So the butler decides to make this sort of a goat bread. It was called something special. It's made of like goat cheese and fruits and such. And apparently it's amazing. Apparently just rave reviews from everyone. Everyone's happy with their new bread. Very good, very happy, very nice. After this whole Food Wars sequence, Senku then has to start working on the promise that Gen promised to this journalism lady at the start of the episode to get this fluid. Apparently, he has to make a camera. Not a modern one, of course, but a old school camera. And basically he just does that. He calls up the old craftsman guy, says, hey, got something new for you. Got a new job. And he runs over there in the new steam car, all dressed to impress. Like a very nice look, I have to say, for the old man. Of course, he immediately rips his clothes to shreds when he hears what he is told to make this time around. So then Senku and the old man and the rest of the crew make the camera. Like the oldest sort of camera. You know, the big boxy ones. And he then gives this to the journalism lady. And she basically just breaks down because she has like a very strong connection to cameras apparently. And it is like her representation of like her craft and everything. And really highly values it above all else, seemingly. She like breaks down, she cries like, oh, I swear, Senku, I'm going to make this one camera shot worthwhile. I'm going to make sure that it properly covers the start of this new civilization. And as she is sitting on the ground there crying and in ecstasy and happy and all, Senku just rolls out like 20 more cameras. Oh, I mean, I just made cameras for my own sake, really. I made them to take aerial photographs so I can find oil easier. It wasn't really for you. But hey, I made you one too since you wanted one, so... And then, of course, she feels very embarrassed, and, yeah. And, you know, we then get Senku doing some poses, and, we get, like, a very nice, classic image with Senku doing the pose of Einstein, I believe it was, with the tongue out and such. And, then Senku just does some aerial photography of the nature from the balloon at the end of the episode, and that's basically it. Now, this episode was very nice. It was very, it's always so nice just watching Dr. Stone. It's such a just calming, nice sense that you can just decouple and not really feel like any time was lost. You sit down and you're like, yeah, this felt good, this felt nice. I felt I got something out of it, maybe learned some science, but just overall had a good time. One thing in this episode, though, that I actually really liked and agree with is that they, again, hint at this concept of greed being good. Now, greed, especially in the modern Western world, is often demonized and made to be something really bad and ugly and evil, almost, per se. But greed is good. What I would say that means is that, and as Senku also says in the episode, that greed is the crux of all innovation. It is the driving force for everything in the world. Without greed, without desire, without the want to get something more, have something more, obtain something more, you would not see innovation, you would not see exploration, you would not see evolution. The innate need to get more, to obtain more, to be greedy in every sense of the word is incredibly important for the evolution and prosperity of the species as a whole. So that is definitely something that I quite liked them slightly talking about in the episode. Now, of course, if you know me, you know I'm going to be watching this season. No questions asked. I love Dr. Stone. Loved it since the start of season 1. I assume that everyone watching this video also loves Dr. Stone, because why else would you be watching reviews of season 3? Am I right? What do you think of this episode? Did you like it? What were your takeaways from the episode? Did you have any contrasting thoughts to mine? Any questions on my review? Any inputs or anything at all, really? You can comment so below. I do read and respond to every single comment. If you would like to, I would also highly appreciate a like, subscribe, and a hit on that notification bell to be notified of future content, as that would support my channel greatly. With all that being said, I hope you had a great time watching this review, and I will see you all in the next one. Keep watching anime.